Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we will be looking at some of the most interesting feature we have in the game right now is Wu versus Seondeok. Which one would you use in the fire backliner? I did get some question about it a while ago and I've been thinking about it myself since I recently maxed out Seondeok, and I just also made a Seondeok video, everything you know about the Immortal video as well, and I did the Wu way back then, so I do have a little bit information about both of these Immortal, and it's a very tough questions to say or to think which backliner do you want, because they are both really good. Wu being a mage, Seondeok being an archer. Do you want to go full physical in your fire and go crit physical, or you want to have a little bit more balance with Wu being the mage and you have a frontliner with Hippolyta and possibly Trajan as well. If you don't have Trajan, you can have William and it's still going to be working well. Or some of people, like one of the report that I will show you guys, that a person were using both of them together, it can work, but then again, it's not what I prefer, but that is my personal opinion. But if you find it to be better, go ahead to use them. So in this video, if you have this question or come across this question in your mind before, you might get an answer for that. Hopefully you will get the information you need to be able to pick between one of them or actually use both of them together. So let's start with looking into Empress Wu and her ultimate skill and artifact. Her ultimate skill is Imperial Fire, inflict magical damage rate up to 600% to one random enemy unit and has 60% chance of causing equal damage to another nearby unit up to 3 times. So it's kind of like an AoE, skill, but it is not. But Empress Wu is always been a really strong mage, very strong crit mage, one of the best crit mage we have in the game. And some people, used to prefer Wu a lot, but recently in the past couple of months, and when people start to get like Seondeok, I think a lot of people transfer to Seondeok. But I still think Wu is still very good immortal to have in your fire, especially from the start to like mid game or possibly late game if you want to run mage. In my opinion, what makes Wu really strong immortal is the energy regen, because her energy regen is crazy. Let's take a look at the energy regen real quick. Why I want to emphasize on energy regen. I do use Wu currently on my fire team because while making this video, I have yet to change the skill. I haven't changed the other skill set yet, so I don't want to, go around and remove some skills. But I will do that very soon. When I do that, I will definitely try to use one of them in the fire team. But as you see here, energy regen is really high, and if I get the Trajan here, then you have every fire immortals above 100 energy regen, which is super good. And I think that is one of the reasons why I personally like Wu a lot. You can burst damage real quick, and with the right skills, with the good 3 skills as well, you can get a lot of damage in very quick time. And artifact here, of course, you want to go for the crit damage. And the thing is, both artifact actually is a little bit disappointment, because Wu's artifact only add, the chance of possibly 60% to 70%, which in my opinion is really low. So The artifact, I don't know. I don't feel like it does a lot of difference anyway, but you just want to get the passive of the actual artifact itself, which is crit damage, then I think it would be good enough. So let's take a look at Seondeok. Seondeok is an immortal that is the new fire immortal, or actually it's been a while now. It's a KBK immortal. It will be a little bit more difficult to obtain her as well, because you have to try to summon her, and then if you want her shards, you have to grind King of the Hill for a couple months to try to get shards there. And it's relatively free to play, it's just a lot of grind, but the artifact is, behind paid wall, so you have to spend a little bit to get the artifact. But the ultimate, really strong ultimate, and after testing it, it was really, really good. I do prefer, having a balanced team with Wu, but if this ultimate is much better than Empress Wu, more damage, I think I might, try them both together eventually, but we will see. And like I said, Seondeok really, really strong, and is, since I recently maxed her out, I'm eager to try her out, as she's one of my favorite immortal in this game, being from Korea, being like a really strong mage burst damage as well. I just love those mages or backliner with a really, really strong damage, burst damage. And the artifact, you will also prefer the critical damage, because being a fire team, you really need the crit. So let's take a look in the game what I mean by having Seondeok and maxing out. As you can see here, I just maxed her out. Upgrade some of the equipments. I have yet to put the skills on, so I was thinking to wait a little bit until maybe time to shine arrives, maybe then we do the change. But currently, you can run something like this, or you can run something like they being together. If you can't decide whether you want to run either Wu or Seondeok, you can just run both. However, it really depends, right? I'm going to show you guys a report that our friend Tupac actually hit me in arena, and he beat me. My fire, of course, but the fire is just stronger, as you see. Dragon is maxed out as well. He has actually upgraded his artifact on his frontliner and probably maxed that out. Yeah, I haven't done anything with my fire yet, but I'm planning to do it. So he's running both Empress Wu and Seondeok, and the damage is actually pretty good. Quite equal, to be honest. But in 29 seconds, Seondeok is doing more damage, and the skills might not be that optimal in my opinion, but still very strong march. It beat me, and yeah, very interesting to see that some people choose to run double damage dealer backliner. Personally, I would just run one of them with Cyrus. So this definitely worked for those people that want to run like this, but if you were to choose one, it's a really tough question, right? But if you observe a little bit more on the other's team, for those that have fire, this person, chill, very strong guy, a whale person, is running Empress Wu. But if you go take a look at other people, this person, Dragula, is also running Wu, which is really interesting, because I see a lot of people with the fire march is running like this. Seondeok, Pandamora, RPO as well. He makes really, really good content. You can go read about his content. He makes really informative content. If you would want to listen to me talking, you can definitely go read his articles. Very, very informative. Articles that you can get a lot of information from. Let's take a see on others. This guy doesn't have it. Mirage doesn't have a fire team. Let's say Go. There's now Fire Team. Let's say Sin. You can see here he's also running with Seondeok. So it's it's 50-50 about the kind of emote you want to run. You see Sen is also running Seondeok, and you can see here he's running like kind of like the ideal Seondeok build or Seondeok skills for the build that he wants to run. I don't know if I want to run this one personally, but if it's running, it means it works. He do not have the Seondeok artifact, which is okay, but he's strong. This guy he beat me every single time. And let's see some other people what they're running in their fire. You see a lot of people are actually running Seondeok. Let's see if this person is doing what's the Oppa Love is doing. He's running Seondeok as well. So you can see there are a lot of people that's running Seondeok more than Empress Wu. Here we have my leader, Cos. She's running Seondeok as well. Actually, no, she's running both of them. Yeah, it looks really good as well. And you can see Nelly, he's running Seondeok. So you can see where where we are going with this. I think a lot of people are choosing Seondeok even more now. I think one of the reasons why people are choosing Seondeok over Empress Wu nowadays, and some people choose to run both, right? Because they can. But if you are like a free-to-play or a mid-spender and you cannot, get those immortals right away, then you have to decide. And let's take a look here. Some of them run Wu, Rock, what he's running. He doesn't run Fire Team, and Mudeng is running both as well. And let's see if others running Wu. I think it's become like if you're finishing with your first two matches, for example, take mine. For example, if you're finished with your main and your second, or finished with your main and you're working on the second with, for example, Fire, I think a lot of people will run both. But in my opinion, if you have to choose between running Empress Wu and choosing between Seondeok, I would personally pick Seondeok. I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why I would choose Seondeok right now, currently, is because of the skills available for Seondeok. The skills, especially the 3 skills that has been released recently over the months, I think everything goes to Seondeok even better than Empress Wu. But if you would ask me this question, let's say a year back, when Seondeok is not that popular or just not so much physical skills, I would say Empress Wu would be a better choice. But if you do have like for example, very physical march oriented main march and second team or something like that, I think you should definitely run for Empress Wu. You do need the mage damage, which can be crucial for your like a team in general. But when, for example, a lot of people are running Himiko, and then now all of your main mage skills are going to Himiko, then it's really difficult to get other mage skills that are really good onto your Empress Wu. So yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people would rather run Seondeok, because the skills available for Seondeok is way better for Seondeok than Empress Wu, especially if you are running Fire as your second and your third march. And I think Seondeok is more versatile when it comes to skills. You can build straight damage, or you can build straight crit. You choose. While Empress Wu is more of like you should be using Chase, you should be using Spell Disintegrator, and I don't know what to decide, to be honest. But currently, like I said, I would definitely run Seondeok over Empress Wu in the fire march if you have Trajan as well. So I think that would be a very good strong team. But if I'm saying if you prefer the energy region and you think that is important, and I would definitely run these two together, or sorry, with Cyrus. I think this comp is better than um, this with double backliner together. That's my personal opinion. People might find it, running these two better than with Cyrus, but I think one of the reasons why a lot of people may be running double liner is because Cyrus has become a really difficult to obtain, especially recently, because I think now if you don't spend on the daily deals right here, for the Cyrus, where are you? There we go, Cyrus. Then I think the only way to obtain Cyrus right now is via... Oh, where's the event? Actually, it just finished, but the Triumph, the card event, yeah, it's not here. It's not showing anymore. So yeah, it's if Cyrus become difficult to get, then I would understand why people are running both. Then I would also support that as well, that you should run both. But if you do have Cyrus available, then I suggest you run only one of them with Cyrus. And what I would run is Seondeok with Cyrus instead of Empress Wu with Cyrus. So yeah, after making this video, I learned a lot about fire team, because it's just not like copy skill from other and just put it on and then you think you have a strong team. No, you need to know the comp, you need to read about the comp, you think about, for example, energy region of your immortals, what kind of do you proc the ultimate early, what kind of skills do you want, what kind of, you want to go full damage or you want to go full crit, you want to go both, hybrid. It's something you have to think about when it comes to fire. It's just not like crit, right? If it's just only crit, it's really easy to counter, right? You get yourself a Charles and then you just put Malice on, then your fire just becoming, very weak in my opinion. But yeah, especially I think if you're running against Charles, I think it's better to run with Wu, Empress Wu. But if you're running against everything else, fire, another fire, a water, a lightning, a wind march, I think Seondeok is way stronger at the moment with the skill currently available for these two compared. But if you want to run both, like I mentioned earlier in this video, you can definitely do that. I would probably not, but I will definitely try it out. Possibly we might make a video about the fire march in general, but I think I would want to wait for Trajan to finish, then we can make something out of these four together with Trajan as well. So coming like this, I know it's nothing new, I know it's nothing like wow about, but I think a lot of people that are free to play might want to know about this before they're trying to aim for something like this, if it's worth it or not. But currently I have William and I would run, just to go to conclusion with my video, I would run something like this right now. And I think this is the absolute best comp for fire right now, and because of the skills available. But in the future, when you might have like a new mage skill, things might change, and Empress Wu might come back and then take her Seondeok's place again. So at least, yeah, that's my conclusion for either versus like Empress Wu versus Seondeok. You might have your own conclusion, and I hope this video helped you guys decide if you want to grind for Seondeok or not. And I hope I managed to show you guys a lot about fire, a lot about Seondeoks, a lot about Empress Wu, show you guys some reports, some damage, and show you guys what people tend to use in the fire, in the Veil server as well. And yeah, for the new players out there, keep grinding, choose right immortal, choose correctly, and work towards that. I think that's the best important to do when you want to, grind for something, because these immortals right here they are grindable immortal. So you know that when you grind them, you don't just grind them and they turn out to be bad, right? So it's better to watch our videos, and hopefully this video helps out with the decision. So yeah, thanks you guys for watching, and I hope I managed to, convince or help you guys decide whether you want to run Wu or Seondeok. Me personally, I would run Seondeok. And yeah, thanks you guys for watching, and see you guys in next video.